This video is not for younger kiddos dreaming of living an independent life by working in their dream companies. The darker truths discussed in this video are known to be as so-called facts by a source called internet, and me or my channel in any way is not intended to harm any beliefs or feelings of any individual or group or any organization in any way. That being announced, let's roll the intro. The temptations of starting one's professional life is so great that a lot of people grab a job offer the moment they get one. We imagine an ideal office environment where work is always fun and colleagues are always kind. In fact, we start our first job with a lot of expectations, but sooner or later, we realize that many things we believed earlier were just figments of our youthful imagination. In this video, we are going to discuss some darker truths about corporate professional life nobody will ever tell you. Corporate world is a place where it is not easy to come in limelight or to be in limelight. You can be recognized once, but if you want to be the same forever, it is a tough task. You have to do your work thinking like there is no limitation for work. You have to do those entire things which your managers want you to do, even if it's not your work. But in any way, you have to complete the task. You cannot say no to anyone. The biggest truth of the corporate world is no one is your well-wisher. Everyone is your competitor. There is a huge competition between every organization, or if I talk about one organization, every employee is trying to get more, trying to grow much faster. This is a different thing that some are choosing a dishonest way, or they are doing something which is not ideal. Sometimes they are doing this as per their choice, but other times they are doing in pressure. It is very normal with the corporate world that seniors or leaders are providing a wrong way to the employees to grasp everything which they want. If you want to adopt the corporate culture with ease, then you need to keep one thing in mind, that it's not about what you do or how much you do it. It's all about how you do it. When you enter in the corporate world as a fresher, the first thing you will face is identity crisis. Backing out at the workplace is not easy at all. If you want to be identified, then your hard work is just not enough. You should also possess some smart work. You should be a quick learner. If you are sluggish at your workplace, then anyone else will make it beneficial for himself, and it will surely impact your image to your seniors or managers. They are only working with you just because you are giving them the productivity. Till when you are giving them a good result, you are important to them. And when someone else arrives who has more productivity than you, then surely you will not be recognized by them. That one person will take your identity. There will be no effect if you are giving more time to the organization. Quantity matters than quality most of the time. It's like do or die situation. If you want to survive in the corporate world, first you have to accept the workplace culture. Many individuals are not comfortable to work as a team but should adopt this quality. You need to use proper words with your seniors. You should always keep in mind that whom you are talking. Sometimes you would not know, and a small mistake in your words with your leaders will let you down. People are nice to you only when you are influential or they need you. Once the need or influence changes, so does their behavior. Another rule of the corporate world is never associate your self-worth to your position and performance in the company. You should know that when to speak up and disagree with your senior management, because this could destroy your career. Taking the right opportunity at the right time is more important than your hard work. Your promotions are not linked with your performance. At best, they are linked to the perception of your performance. Once you will go through all the rules of this corporate lifestyle, it will be very easy to handle all the things in a proper way. Now let's dig deep into the darker truths about corporate life nobody will ever tell you. Remember that nobody cares about your individual progress in the corporate world. All that matters is what your contribution to the company. You will be constantly made to believe you need the organization more than it needs you, which is not true always. If you are sluggish, you will be ridiculed by your manager. On the other hand, if you are proactive, then you will be hated by your own colleagues. Nobody is going to appreciate you if you work for extra hours, but if you leave the office early for once, hell will break loose. And most definitely, beware of politics. Office politics is definitely not a myth. The more efficient you are at your workplace, the more you will be burdened with it. Your needs as an employee would go completely ignored. Sometimes you have to do something which is not ideal or according to your morals to save your job. And in any scenario you are volunteering for some new initiatives, then it becomes completely your sole responsibility. There will be times when undeserving people will get the whole credit for the work you do, just because they are higher than you on the ladder of corporate life. There will come a time when you will take up your job just for money. You will be dealing with a list of tasks other than you were actually hired for. The scope of job never increases when it comes to corporate life. Only the scope of work and its burden on you will increase. People around will constantly pull you down by their sarcasm because they hate your efficiency. Most of the time, the corporate culture is unfair and partial with women. Many people have experienced that they are doing the same work with same efficiency but getting less salary or benefits in comparison to men. This is a big task to adopt this corporate culture for a married woman. She has to play her role at her own work, she has to take care of her children and family with the same workload as per their colleague, and no one is appreciating this. After all this thing, women are getting harassed at workplace, and it is a very common thing in almost all countries. As per one survey, 53% women commit that they have been harassed at their workplace. You will be made to work with uninspired people and it will be the most difficult task ever. Your teammates would neither be of any help nor would they make it possible for you to take everything in your own hands, and it will kill your passion. People around you will constantly pull you down with their cynicism solely because they hate your guts. Nobody is going to appreciate you staying in extra hours every single day, but the one time you leave a little hurry, hell will break loose. But meritocracy is, there will be times when undeserving people will get credit for the work you do, simply because they are higher up on the corporate ladder. Half of your time will be spent in sending out unnecessary mails that will never even be read to countless people who want to feel important before you can actually start working. And more often than not, you will end up doing everything yourself. So after getting to know the darker truths about corporate life, let's summarize this video. So what are the conclusions of this video? First, your good performance can create issues. When you are a high performing employee, your colleagues start getting jealous of you. You tend to get cold shoulders from your so-called peers for being good at what you do. But on the other hand, if you are a little sluggish, your manager won't take a second to point that out. Further, if you manage to complete your work before the deadline, you might be burdened with extra work. Second, only company's interest matters. This is the darkest truth. It is only and only the interest of the company that matters at the end of the day. You would be expected to produce outputs and profits for the company, and your individual growth might not be anyone's area of concern. Nobody might appreciate you when you work for extra hours in office, but you will be reminded of the company's policies if you leave a few hours early one day. After slogging for years in the professional world and getting over that enthusiastic phase, you might realize that you are working just for the sake of money. Your car's EMIs, house rent, medical expenses and countless other expenditures are forcing you to keep earning. In fact, many take up new jobs just keeping the pay package in mind and not their skill sets. Just ask yourself honestly, would you continue doing the same job if somebody, let's imagine an angel, credits a good amount in your account every month without expecting anything in return? Office politics exist everywhere. No matter how much you try to ignore or escape, but politics is an indispensable part of every workplace. People try to pull you down for no good reason and talk things to tarnish your image. You need to learn the rules of the game and safeguard your own position. You might feel cheated. You might face instances where others will be given the credit for the work you have done, or you might not get promoted even though you deserved it. You might feel stressed down when your seniors would favor those who flatter them, or when your performance is not appreciated. You might live life only on weekends. If you don't love what you do, weekends would become a luxury for you. You would start eagerly for the week to end and make plans of all the things you can do on those two precious days. Your Sunday nights would be full of nightmares, and we don't need to say about Monday mornings feel like in office. You will soon realize that you are living a stress-free and happy life only on weekends. So that's it for this video. If you are a corporate employee, then please comment below your job details and experiences. And my dear skill beings, you should thank me for making this kind of video. And every day is a fun day if you are a seeker of knowledge and subscriber of Skill Beings. And if you are not a subscriber of this channel, then please consider subscribing it, because trust me, you are not gonna regret it. So let's hope for the best and keep going and keep watching Skill Beings.